Welcome back, guys, to another episode in the series where we're trying to find the best tank, the most overpowered tank, the most dominant tank, perhaps even the most broken tank. We are examining Tier 7 right now. We've done this series and analysis for Tier 10, 9, and 8. We're looking at Tier 7s. We did an episode on light tanks and no real broken overpowered tank. We did medium tanks and no real broken overpowered tank. Let's look at heavy tanks. Let's look at the extreme results on this website where thousands of people load their games, WOTreplays.com. And we can sort the replays for this patch in many different categories. We'll sort by block damage and damage done and see if there's any tank that's completely dominating one of these categories. Block damage. Top block damage result in this patch, T29. Second top damage blocked, T29. King Tiger, third. T29, 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 T29. Oni, I'm surprised we didn't see more Onis, 3 Onis at the bottom. So T29 dominating the category of damage blocked. Look at that, over 5,000 damage blocked for the top game, and the 10th most is a little over 3,000 damage blocked. And this is, I would call the T29 overpowered in the right circumstances. He probably went to the valley there and was hull down for that top game. Use your turret, and it is probably the most overpowered Tier 9 tank as far as damage blocking. Damage dealing, IS-2 armored. 45 TP, second highest damage dealt game. IS-2 armored, number 3. AMX M4, number 4. IS-2 armored. IS. T29 does not make the list until down here. T29. And then IS-2 armored. IS-2 armored and the regular IS. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 IS-2 armored results and 2 regular IS-2s. That's 7 out of the top 10. Bordering on being broken. Let's watch the top 2 games, okay? What is this other one here? Yes, the IS. There's the IS is very similar to the IS-2 armored. Let's watch these 2 games. This one and this one, which is a 45 TP, and talk about these results. Now, I mentioned we looked at light tanks and medium tanks. The only tank that was dominant in a category for light tanks at Tier 7 was for spotting. For spotting assist. 6 out of the top 10 games were T92. Because it's the fastest, not the fastest, but it's very fast, it's very stealthy, and it has really good view range. This was the close second. Medium tanks, there was no real dominant or broken result in any category. There was a variation of tanks in the top 10. In this category, heavy tanks, 6 out of the top 10 results for damage blocked were T29. So obviously the T29 is the king, undisputed king of blocking damage. You don't win games simply by blocking damage though, so I'm not going to call it overpowered. It's just a tank, if it's used correctly, if you get hull down, is the best. T29, the best hull down tank, heavy tank at Tier 7. Let's give the T29 that. It is the best Tier 7 heavy tank to go hull down it. Now, as far as dealing damage, that's where tanks can sometimes break the game. And in this particular example, we have, this is close because there's 5 of the top 10 games are IS-2s and 2 are in ISs. I'd almost count that as the same tank, but it's not. So I wouldn't say the IS-2 armored is broken, but it's certainly dominant. Now, how can it be dominant? Because I looked at this and I played it, and I can't hit anything with the gun. The gun stats are horrible. The soft stats, the aim time, the dispersion, all the penalties when you move your turret, when you traverse your tank, when you move your tank. How do you hit anything to rack up the damage? Well, when RNG says yes, if your shots hit the aim dot that you're aiming at, even though your gun stats are horrible, and you have the highest alpha gun, when RNG says yes, you're going to have the highest damage games. And when RNG says no, you're going to be trolled and think, oh, I can't hit anything with this tank. That's been my experience with this thing so far. And is he going to bounce a shot off the T-29 turret? No, he wasn't even. This guy obviously knows what he's doing. He didn't even bother shooting the turret of the T-29, the tank that we just saw dominates block damage at this tier. He's going to shoot the Muppet. But you barely aimed there, guy. And your shot went exactly where you aimed. And that's the thing. Guys, when you look at... That's why you can a lot of times say, which is the best tank? The tank with the most alpha. Because if you have the most alpha, and the game says, yes, your shot will hit, you will do more damage. I know this tank is... The high alpha gun is balanced by having a long reload and having poor accuracy, poor aim time, like very poor accuracy and very poor aim time compared to other tanks of the same tier and class, and have very bad penalties when you're moving, when you're traversing. Try and hit anything on the move with this thing. But when RNG says yes, if despite all those things that are supposed to balance the tank, if you just happen to have a game where RNG says yes, every shot you take, it doesn't matter that your aim circle is the size of a barn, you're going to hit the central aim marker that you're aiming for, well then of course you're going to have the highest damage gain. And that is the sigma function. How much does your shot, how often will it, what's the distribution of the shots that hit the center of what you aim at or somewhere else in the circle? How often do the shots go near the edge of the circle? Not very often. How often do they congregate near the middle but not quite in the middle? Quite often. How often do they hit the actual center dot? That's the sigma function. It's a distribution. It's supposed to be a log normal distribution of where your shots go within that aim circle when you're fully aimed, despite the penalties. I'm not talking about when your turret is traversing, when your hull is traversing, when your circle blooms to the size of a Walmart store. I mean, when you're fully aimed, where does your shot go? The game decides that. The sigma function decides that. Funny enough, this tank is pretty new. There was an event where you could get one. Most people had to pay some money to get it, or complete a really long event. Yes, the conspiracy theory. Heard here first by Mr. Klaus Kellerman. When a tank is new, when a tank is for sale especially, when it's the flavor of the month, your shots just go, your sigma is really good. Your shots just go to the middle. It doesn't matter how big the circle is, they tend to go to the middle. You know, you just take shots, they hit the aim dot, and you know, you did. The Scorpion G, when I bought it, hit everything I aimed at. It was like, wow. Just like that. Just like he did right there. It was so good, everyone wanted one. Everyone rushed out to buy one. You needed one for Clan Wars at Tier 8. You had to have a Scorpion G. It's got the most accurate gun. It's got great alpha. You never miss. Shots like he just took in my Scorpion G. I used to do that all the time. Then years went by, and they flattened the curve. Have you heard a lot about flattening the curve these days? They flattened the purchase curve. There weren't as many people buying Scorpion Gs. Everyone's got one. There weren't as many being sold. Try and take shots like you've seen this tank do in this game with your Scorpion G now. There's a guy poking the ridgeline there. Wave the turret at that guy, aim for a half a second and pull the trigger and see where your shot goes. In your Scorpion G with 0.28 accuracy. You tell me where that shot's gonna go. Take this tank. What does this tank even have? 0.4 accuracy? Is it twice as bad? Is it 0.46, 0.39? I don't even know. It doesn't matter what it is. It's shit. The aim time shit. It can't hit anything. Except everything he aims at. Let's redo this video in 2 years when there's a new Russian premium tank for sale. and see how many games the IS-2 shielded, how many games will be in the top 10 damage dealt games. Oh, but Claus, not as many people will be playing it. It's all a matter of how many. No, it's not. I've checked. Okay, we did this analysis for Tier 8 TDs. The lowly Scorpion G, the most accurate, most mobile, has a turret, was only 1 out of the top 10 games for damage done. The ISU-152K had 3 of the top 10. The SU-130PM had 3 of the top 10. I said, well, most people, there must be a lot more people playing the ISU-152K because it's new, and the SU-130PM, it's newer. There must. I checked. No. There was just as many Scorpion G games loaded. There were just as. It just happened that the hit percentage. You can't hit anything with your Scorpion G anymore. That's what it is. But I digress. Let's give credit to where credit is due here. Restus. Is that how you say your name? Restus, for the Festivus, is showing us how to make the IS-2 shielded, armored, shielded. It's got some, it's an IS with chicken wire on, or it's probably got this, whatever that stuff is, chicken wire. The only shot he missed in this game was a fully aimed shot on another Russian tank. I call rigged! Rigged! Fully aimed, point blank. Oh, you're shooting a Russian tank? You are aiming at a Russian target? Let's take that Sigma and stick it up your ass. It is so predictable. I'm sorry to get to digress into shitness, which I do sometimes in my my comment. I'm doing this live. Just shoot. Oh, that didn't miss. You're having a hell of a game there, buddy. But that's another thing that I just believe. I believe wholeheartedly. Take this guy out, poor guy. I believe wholeheartedly in this game that the Sigma, when shooting Russian targets, is worse. Look at this game. Unbelievable result. You did over 6,000 damage, 10 kills in a Tier 7 heavy tank. I can't believe it. Way to go, Restus. Let's see how Burntree in his 45 TP, how he does. You don't believe my conspiracy theory, eh? I don't have facts to prove. I haven't analyzed 147,000 shots. All I know is when you fully aim, you see a circle in front of you. And that circle has a radius. And the radius is your accuracy. For my Scorpion G, the radius of that circle when I'm fully aimed is 0.28. When that IS-2 shielded is fully aimed, he sees a circle. I think the radius of that circle is 0.4. I think. I'm not sure. And then you see a dot in the middle. Okay? You're fully aimed, you're not moving. There's no penalty for your turret traverse while shooting. There's no penalty for your tanks moving while shooting. There's no penalty for your tank is moving or traversing while shooting. Those are all soft stats that you can look up on websites. All right, but when you're fully aimed, those penalties go to 0, and then your bloom gets small and you're fully aimed. That's your accuracy when you're fully aimed. That's what the number means. When there's bloom while you're moving, it's bigger. Right? My Scorpion G, I know when I'm waving the turret around, it's not 0.28. The circle's bigger radius. But when I'm fully aimed, right, then I pull the trigger. Where does the shot go? That's not up to me. That's up to the game. That's up to the Sigma function. Right? It's a log normal distribution. Most of the shots go to that aim dot or close to it, and falling off in the amount, they tend to go farther and farther close to the edge of the circle. So the fewest amount of shots go right to the edge, and it's a log normal bell curve. Most of the shots congregate towards the middle. That's the Sigma function determines that. I've noticed when I shoot at a Russian target, my Sigma's worse. I miss more often. My shot deviates from what I'm aiming at. It's as simple as that. And when I shoot at other targets, my Sigma's better. And you can believe whatever you want, but I know that I play World of Warships as well, and in World of Warships, that is actually a consumable that you purchase. Every game, like camo, like we purchase camo to put on our tanks. In World of Warships, you purchase a consumable that's it's called camo. It's a paint you put on your ship, and what it does, it increases the sigma of incoming fire from enemies by 4% or 6%. I'm not sure, but you pay for it. 22,500 credits per game. It's programmed into the game. You have to buy it in World of Warships. In World of Tanks, it's just in the game. Snapping shots left, right, and center. They're all going to the center dot, and then, oh, there's a KV-2. Let's aim perfectly. It hits the dirt. Come on. Happens once, yeah. Happens twice. Fool me twice. You can't fool me 3 times? Well, you can't fool me like 10,000 times. But anyways, I digress again. Let's watch Burn Tree here dominate, and he's playing a completely different tank. Completely different tank. It is not an IS-2 Ahmed. I haven't played this tank, this Polish beauty. His gun hits fairly hard. It's kind of neat looking. It has okay armor. The armor's not great. I don't usually have trouble penetrating these. The upper plate is fairly decent if it's angled properly. But let's just watch how he does it. The one refreshing thing, guys, okay, I've been very negative and I've launched into a diatribe. I apologize. Actually, I don't. That's what I do. Ooh, ricochet. That's unfortunate. The one thing that is refreshing is that so far for the tier 7s, we have not seen completely broken results. For the light tanks, there was no light tank that was completely dominant in damage dealing categories, which is the case for tier 8, 9, and 10 for the light tanks. All the EBRs broken, tier 8, 9, and 10. There wasn't in the medium class, there wasn't one tank that was completely broken as far as damage blocked. At tier 10, it's the Object 430U, right? You can see that in the results. Tier 7 seems to be kind of a sweet spot tier where you can have fun, and different tanks have different attributes, strengths, and weaknesses. And for example, we've seen here, T29 is a beast. It is the best, but only if you use it properly, only if you go hull down. It's not, I would say it's not broken. If you just drive around aimlessly in your T29, you're slow, your hull is not that strong, you're going to hate it. But if you know positions you can go hull down, you're a beast. The IS-2 armored, I wouldn't go as far as saying it's broken. I think it's the flavor of the day. It's performing really well because the Sigma has not been tweaked to balance it. It's sales mode Sigma is what you got right now. And if RNG says yes and you have the highest alpha gun, you're just going to have fantastic games. I would say there's probably there's thousands of games people have tried in their IS-2 armors where they miss half their shots and they say, boy, the gun trolls me. So there's that as well. And it's going to be probably end up having results like the IS, like the regular IS, which had 2 of the top 10 damage dealing games. It's very similar, right? This one here is kind of interesting. This is, I'm going to have to give it a try. Go down the Polish line. This is Polish, isn't it? Am I screwing that up? No, I'm not. It looks cool. It's fairly mobile. It's it almost looks to me like a pseudo medium. Not exactly. It doesn't look like a heavy tank, doesn't it? Look to me, it looks like a medium tank. We will do this. We will go down this line and test this one out. I'm looking at it thinking, yeah, I'm going to give this one a try. And shout out to Burn Tree for having this epic game. How much damage has he done so far? He's over 3,000. He's doing well. He's got a platoon mate in a Tiger that's with him, and now he gets to face a Tiger. How come the Tiger didn't have any of the top? The Tiger's a tier 7 heavy tank. It has like the best gun, doesn't it? Doesn't the Tiger have an amazing gun? Fast firing, high pen, one of the highest DPMs. It used to be the Beast. Shouldn't it have at least one of the top 10 results for tier 7 heavies? Was nowhere to be found on that list. The poor Tiger. the poor, hapless, square shoebox. The poor tiger. I don't know what to say. It's just a big square box that everyone can pen with no concealment, no speed. Goes on fire, gets engine damaged almost every shot. It's just a joke in this game. Look at that. The poor tiger. Target lost. Yeah, where'd he go? He's back in the garage selling his tiger, and he's going to go down the Polish line or the Russian lines. But I would have thought there'd be one or two really good players playing their tigers, doing it right, staying at range, angling their tanks, only showing their turrets, using that high DPM gun. No, not even one tiger in the top results, which is just goes to show how underpowered. I don't care if you've watched other content providers that say the tiger's great. Boy, I love my tiger. I can dominate in my tiger with my 8 skill crew. I just put my 8 skill crew on there, and I go down and I play on the server that has 42,000 beginners that have played less than 500 games, and I dominate on my tiger. It's a great tank. Yeah, it's great. And that's why it's nowhere to be found in the top 10 damage dealing extreme results. It's nowhere to be found in the top 10 damage blocked by armor results. It'll be nowhere to be found in damage assist. It'll be nowhere to be found in total kills. It'll be nowhere to be found anywhere. But this video isn't about that. This video is about now watching Burn Tree mop up here. Come on, buddy. It's 2 versus 1, and you still got some damage to do here. Let's do, yes! He waved that shot around, but he made it count. And this guy now, this AMX, has one of two. What is he doing? What is his plan? He's got an IS-2 shielded who is refusing to participate in the battle. You got this AMX that could, like, unload his clip on you. But he's... Let's see what happens. Is he going to unload his clip on you? He could kill you, I think, if he fires all his shots at you, if he flanks you. This is precarious now. He's shooting APCR. He's done one thing right. The AMX has press 2. There he is. Oh, you almost... He has enough. He could take one hit. He should realize he can take one hit and then clip you and run away. He's not going to be stupid enough to pull in front of your gun, is he? Is he? We're going to watch this. I'm watching it live. Watching it live. And as we watch the ending of this game, I just want to say thanks for watching, guys. We will continue this series. We will look at the results, the top 10 extreme results for TDs next, and then SPGs for Tier 7. And we'll take a little break, and we will do this for Tier 6s as well. A lot of you have said, do this for Tier 6s, because there's a lot of premium tanks in Tier 6. And I will do that. Oh, here he goes. Is he going to clip him? Is he going... no, he's going to track himself. He's forgot to shoot his gun. He's a formidable opponent, as you can see. If you're enjoying the video, guys, please subscribe to the channel to support the channel, and we will catch you on the next one. Was that guy out of ammo, or was he just a Muppet? I'm looking at the results. He's nowhere near the top. He wasn't out of ammo. Yep, he was just a Muppet. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Well, we will look at Tier 7 TDs and see if there's an overpowered, broken Tier 7 TD in this game.